Well, welcome everybody. It's about to get started and it's probably about to get really exciting. Coaches, thank you for your time and coming to answer questions today. I know the media really appreciates it. How I think we're going to start off is start off with Coach Wright and then kind of go down the line and each of you sort of take a minute to talk about your season, how prepared you think your teams are, and kind of what it means to be in the Elite Eight. So, Coach, take it away.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty wide open.
Glad you're starting.
That's pretty wide open.
I wanted
don't
to
let
give
me
you
set
a-
the standard here. You'll be really good by the end, right?
I got you.
It's been a very special year. We've been extremely blessed. It was not a season that we necessarily expected at the beginning. It was on any of our goal sheets or anything that we even talked about. We knew we had a chance to be pretty good. I know that some of our older kids, they just wanted to win a game in the NCAA tournament because we had gotten knocked out in the first round the last 2 years. And so out of our team of 14, we had 6 returners and 6 freshmen and 2 transfers. So those freshmen are getting a chance to experience something that I will certainly be emphasizing to not take for granted. Because it's not only do you have to be good when you get to this level, but you also have to be very fortunate and blessed and lucky and all of those things. And so we're very happy to be here, and we feel very blessed. So, yeah. And you said, are we, where do I think we're at right now? I think everybody's feeling pretty good where they're at right now,
Yeah.
and if their team's not going to be here. So, yeah, I'll finish with that.
Okay. Coach Haden.
Sure. Well, it's been a really special season for us, too. Obviously, I think everybody's probably going to echo that. I think early on, this almost was a goal that we set, because we just wanted to build on what the program had done in the past couple of years here. Last year, making a Sweet 16 appearance and then falling short in that game. And we have 3 returners, but we had a lot of newcomers that had won at a high level and had been really close to winning something really special, and that was part of why they came to Georgia Southwestern. So I would say probably midway through the year, we kind of just felt like a lot of that pressure was kind of weighing, and we just kind of decided, hey, we're not going to talk about the end anymore. Let's just be really present and let's soak up the journey and let's take one game at a time. And something that kind of became our mantra is the best way to take care of tomorrow is to take care of today. And I think that kind of just helped our team kind of shift gears. And the journey is really the most special part, and I think that allowed us to just really be present. And we just said, let's just take it one day at a time and kind of see where it takes us. And so it was really special, last weekend, obviously, to be able to play in the regional. And like Coach said, I think everybody's kind of excited about where they're at. Everybody that's here is hot, So, but obviously know the type of opponents that you're going to have. We know everybody's going to play really, really hard here, and everybody is well coached. And so we're going to just try to continue to be present and just soak up the journey.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, this season has just been, this postseason especially, has been kind of some full circle moments. Being back here in St. Joe after, we got to open up our regional challenge here in this facility. So kind of fun having experience to be back here in St. Joe. But also open up the exempt tournament with 4 of the teams that are in this Elite Eight, and having a chance to see them on opening weekend. And then now here we are in the Elite Eight has been a lot of fun to just follow so many successful programs throughout the journey of the season and to see some of those peaks and valleys and just where teams have come. So just a neat experience. We're excited to be here. 15 years ago, our program was back in the Elite Eight, and it's been just a fun experience to be able to hear from so many alums and so many people that were a part of that journey, and just to kind of pour into this team and help us to stay so present and excited. Just echoing everybody else's comments, obviously, just feeling great about where we're at. Everybody's healthy and just jiving right now, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
I feel like we're a little bit of the new kids on the block here. We're kind of, we're coming off being NAI about 6-7 years ago. So to have this quickly of a transition for us is really, it's been big for our university and our athletic department in San Diego in general. So that part's really cool for us. We just got into the top 25 last week, I think. So this has been a really neat experience for our kids. I think we knew what type of team we had, but we are still trying to introduce ourselves a little bit as Cal State San Marcos, and we're on the West Coast, so we're pretty good. We got a good program. So I'm happy for our program, happy for our team. I would say to start the season, we opened up in a tournament, and we started 0-2. And we sat in that locker room going like, gosh, I don't know if we're going to be any good this year. And to have kind of this full circle moment now where we're sitting here at the Elite Eight has been really special for our kids, because there was a lot of doubt early on in those games of were we that same Sweet 16 team that was in last year who fell short at that regional championship game. So I'm ecstatic for them. They trusted the vision. They stayed the course. I think we got hot at the right time. I think you got to have a little bit of magic at this time of year. The ball bounced a few ways, enough times these last 5 games to get us in here. But I think we're deserving of it. We're prepared. But again, we're excited to be in St. Joe's. Everyone has been so kind. But again, what all the coaches are saying, everybody is good at this point. I've seen all your teams play. I'm big fans of you guys as coaches and in your programs. So we know it's going to be extremely competitive, but we're excited for the challenge.
Okay, thank you. Let's open it up for questions. Any questions at all for any of the coaches? I will. Anybody? Yep. Tell you what, we're trying to stream this, so if you could use the mic, that would be appreciated.
I guess for Coach Thiesse, welcome back to St. Joseph. You guys were the lowest numbered seed to break through in a regional championship, and the narratives around here as we got set to play you at Missouri Western was, that's the best 7 seed ever. Perhaps they were underseeded, perhaps the NSIC was undervalued. Just looking at where you are now, I know people form their own narratives, but do you buy into that? Do you feel like this team was maybe underestimated at the start of the NCAA tournament?
Obviously Mo West has been on this side of it too. A couple years ago as the 7th seed that went on to win the regional. So a ton of respect. It was great for us to be able to see a team that had gone through that path also. I think this year specifically about midpoint, I think Hanna had mentioned too, we really came together and just said, we're going to drown out all the outside noise. We're not going to get caught up in, everybody talking about our win streak or expectations or what, we should or shouldn't do with this season. And, I think when those rankings were coming out, it started to become outside noise, and we just kind of came together and said, it doesn't matter where you're seated. You're going to have to play 3 really good teams in a really good region, and you're going to have to take care of business. And maybe a little bit of a chip just from the standpoint of our conference. We wanted to represent our conference well. We wanted our conference to get some respect there. And, I think beyond that, it really wasn't, like we had an agenda or anything like that. So proud of how our team responded with that.
And I guess just following up a little bit, you win the NSIC tournament for the first time. You got a player in Joey Bat that's one of the best in your program's history. You kind of said it feels like a full circle moment. Just for Joey in this senior class and for you, you've gone to the tournament a lot of times, just to get to this level. Just I don't know, what are the emotions as you kind of get ready to take the floor tomorrow?
I think again what our team has done so well this year is just staying so poised. And not getting caught up in that. As you mentioned, Joey missed the first 5 games of the year, and that was tough. We had quite a bit of expectation this year. We only lost 1 senior last year, and we had set the bar pretty high coming in, and then I think kind of like Renee had mentioned, we dropped a few of those early games, and it was kind of a reality check of, are we gonna underachieve this year? But I think that was huge for us. Obviously sitting where we're at right now, we can look back at the experience that we got from a number of players that have been able to step up huge for us when Joey was out. But I think our team just has got this. It's us. We just bring so much energy to everything we do. Just our shoot-arounds and everything is just so high energy, and that allows us to just kind of stay consumed with our focus and not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves or get distracted by matchups or anything else.
This is for Coach Haden. How cool is it? I mean, you played high school ball in Springfield and you coached in Missouri before. How cool is it to be back here in Missouri?
It's really special to be back here in Missouri. Being a Missouri native, and we have a couple Missourians on our team and staff. My assistant coach is from St. Louis. Our point guard, who is a fifth-year senior, and she started her career playing for us at Moberly Area Community College in Missouri. And so, she's getting a little bit of a homecoming. We've got 2 NAIA transfers that played at Central Methodist here in Missouri. So, it's really cool to be able to come back here and have some people's family that probably haven't been able to see them play in person all year. My mom got to come down the first weekend of November, and I know, our point guard, Corey Tomlin's mom came to senior night, but, just that be able to have more family, be able to watch us play in person is really special.
Anyone else?
Okay. Coach Wright, can you talk about your mix of veteran leadership and the youth you have on your team?
Yes, I mentioned earlier how many freshmen we have. We lost 7 players last year to either seniors or they were just out of eligibility. We all know what that means with the way the landscape is now, so they couldn't play anymore. And so actually our leaders, our senior leadership is Samantha Perosco, and she had never been a primary leader. She'd always been what we call a gap filler in the leadership, and did a fantastic job of that. So she stepped into this new role as a primary leader and a servant leader, and just blossomed. Her team follows her, and then she has Allie Benham, who's also a senior, is right there, and McKell Nation. And then I think you got to have that mix of really strong player leadership to get where we're at. And then you have to have those gap fillers that are kind of those middle people that aren't your primary leaders, but boy, they're pointing everybody in the right direction. And then you have to have great followers, and I think our freshmen have been great followers, and they have such great respect for their older players, their teammates. Our older kids refer to Sam and Allie and McKell refer to the younger players as their kids. I mean, it's that kind of difference in age that you're looking at, and so and they accept that, they love that, and I think that's really it bonds us together. And when everybody, as we all as coaches know, when everybody accepts their role, wow, just lots of great things can happen.
Anyone else, or did you have a follow-up?
Yeah, can you talk about Sam on the court and what she's meant to the team?
Yeah, well, she's always been a really good player. The last 2 years before this one, she was an honorable mention All-American. Always been a great post player and a great player, but she has just developed in so many different areas now and on both ends of the floor. And she has become a major part of the glue for our team on the floor and off, and I just spoke about that.
Any other questions? Jake?
This is for Coach Wright. You've obviously been coaching for 30 plus years. You've been around a few programs in your time. This is your second stint at this university. I'm just curious how you're embracing this opportunity, given this is your second go around with the program.
I think my first time here at the Elite Eight was here at St. Joe's, and we were 36-0 coming here, and we were the #1 seed, which means not much. Especially when you get to this level. As somebody already referred to, it doesn't mean much. These are all really great teams. I think the one thing that I'm handling differently, I wish I would have enjoyed it more the first time, and I wish I would have helped my team enjoy it more. We were a really focused team, and that team was completely different. We had 5 senior starters, 1,000 point scorers in the starting 5, and 600 assists in the point guard. It was just an amazing mix. This team is completely different in every phase. So just enjoying it more and wanting our players to enjoy it more, and kind of what I said about those freshmen, for not any of us to take it for granted, and just trusting my team to do that. trusting my team to be able to enjoy it and still stay focused. And as you already referred, I am old. So hopefully I've learned a few things.
Jake, would you hand the microphone?
Hello, this question is for Coach Jimenez. Very familiar with your team and a lot of respect. Over the years, I know you've been just so close and just getting to this point, and a lot of that, I think, has just been your culture and your defense. I just want to see if you could talk a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. I think we hang our hat on those two things. I think like Coach Wright said, you got to have great senior leadership at this point to get to where we are. I think when we started the year 0-2, we had a lot of role players who we were now from the year before asking to be the guy. And so I'm sitting there going like, this is what you were in my office for about last year when we were talking about playing time and scoring, and now it's your chance. And it's time to kind of step up and fill those roles, and that's kind of what has transpired with this group, is watching the kids from previous years step up and kind of fill those voids that we had from our seniors before. I think our culture is one that kids want to be a part of. I think we recruit to it. I think we hang our hat on it. I think it's the backbone of everything we do. We're very details matter. From the way we dress for practice to our locker room, we feel like that's what helps us win close games is the details. I think sometimes in this generation it's hard to get young student athletes to focus on the things that they don't think are important. But we do really try to say, we really feel like, in those close games that we've had, especially these last 5, where it's been a couple points here, a couple points there, can we be the more disciplined team? Who's going to make the fewer mistakes down the stretch? And that's where kind of our defense comes in. We're very scout-oriented. We're very personnel-driven. I worked for Tara Vanderveer as a young coach, video coordinator, and so that's kind of my coaching tree. It's what I know and what I was taught. And I think our kids believe in it. I think when they're sitting forward in the chair with 4 seconds to go in a tie game, they can execute a game plan pretty well. So I love that about them. And again, I love this experience for them. I think what Coach Wright said about really trying to enjoy it's important. I think as a staff, we debated whether to bring our families and our kids. So we're traveling 8 kids under the age of 13. So light your candles for us because it's. But we do want to really, because you don't know when you're going to get back. I mean, we've all done this a really long time, and I've had opportunities at some other schools. It's so hard. It's so hard, and that's what we've been trying to tell the players, and I'm sure we all have, is just really trying to enjoy being here in this moment, because you just never know when you're going to get the opportunity again. There were so many low seeds that we were watching going in the championship game. We were like, gosh, there's only a couple 1 seeds left, a couple 2 seeds left, and that's March, and that's the beauty of it. So, again, like Coach said, really trying to enjoy it with our families, enjoy it with our players, and really help them really embrace the experience. But excited to play basketball on Monday and trying to approach it like it's another game. This is the game plan, and let's go out and execute that plan.
Anyone else? We got plenty of time, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and speak up. Cliff, are you okay? I'm good. Okay. All right.
If Coach wants to talk more about her game plan, I'd like to hear that.
Pass.
Okay.
Coach Wright, can you talk about the fact that the men's team made it to, and how special that has made it for not only the teams but for the community?
Yeah, very unique situation at Gannon, where our men's basketball team went from 3-23 to crazy numbers. It's the largest turnaround on any level, at the men's level and probably the women's level too. I think we might have already mentioned, or somebody's mentioned, our community's just completely in it. And we are going through a situation this year where they were renovating our facility. So we played half the year in our facility, and then we changed and are playing in a high school facility on a college court. We were very blessed and fortunate. The men were able to host their tournament. Of course, we hosted the Atlantic Regional. the men or the women, we didn't lose a game there, which is just like you never, as a coach, you're always like, how's this going to change things? What's this going to do? How are our kids going to react to it and things like that? And it's just been such a blessing to be able to have that facility, Cathedral Prep, the Haggerty Family Event Center there. That's just been a huge blessing. And then on top of that, to have our Erie community and both teams doing it. I mean, it was a packed house, people sitting in the window sills. I'm surprised the fire marshal didn't throw some people out, but it was really a very special thing, and it just doesn't happen very often. It's so rare. We really enjoy it. We're very supportive of their team. They're extremely supportive of ours, and so it's looking like we're going to have to split the fan base or whatever, and we'll see how many people make the trip. But yeah, just what a fantastic year.
I guess, Coach Thiesse, we can ask you the same thing, because the men are also alive and coming off that crazy buzzer beater in the Sweet 16. Your team was there, front row, to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
How cool is that to have both teams at Minnesota State still alive here?
Oh, it's incredible. The community of Mankato, to echo those same comments, have been so awesome. It's just been, great following, great support, the number of messages we receive, and the young fans that are showing up to be so supportive of that. But just the great culture between the programs, too. You can just see how much fun that our men's basketball team has with each other on the court, that same energy, that same tempo. There's so many great connections between our team and their team, and they're just so close. So it's been so fun to see that, to be there for their regional championship game, and to see that amazing win with an incredible crowd of probably closer to 5,000 people there in that facility, too. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun for Mankato basketball, for sure.
And staying with you, Coach Thiesse, talking of other teams, your sister Amy is getting ready to take the court here in a couple hours in Corvallis. Just having a sister that's a Division I head coach. She got her first NCAA tournament win just this week. What did that mean for you to see that, and just how much do you guys kind of lean on each other maybe during the season or off of it? I know the Gussos are a family of coaches, but what's that relationship been like through the years?
Oh my gosh, incredible. I actually, my sister was a graduate assistant my first year in college, so I had a chance to play for her a little bit there. So unique experience, but yeah, no question, having a sister that's not only in this profession, which can get crazy, and as we all know, just having somebody to bounce ideas off of and those kind of things, but it's a whole different thing when you move down one seat from that assistant role to that head coaching role. And just to have somebody who knows the ins and outs of being a mom and being a head coach, and all of the grind that can go with that, but all the rewards that go with that. And, certainly echo so many of, the culture statements that within your program, and how important that is. I think my sister's just done an outstanding job of that at the University of Nebraska. And to see her team, you just kind of continue to develop and get to where they're at and competing in the NCAA tournament. Great run through the Big Ten tournament. It was fun to have that in Minnesota, too, and watch that. And I can tell you my parents are probably about on cloud 9 right now, watching both their girls in the tournaments. And it's just been a really awesome experience. I'm so proud of her and what her team has been able to do, too.
Anybody else? No? Coaches, thank you for your time. I think we'll go ahead and end this and get ready for the next session. Good luck to everyone tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.